This leave-in conditioner is going to leave your hair feeling soft, super moisturized and easy to manage, which in turn will promote hair growth, because if your hair is not breaking, your hair is growing. So let me show you how to make this amazing leave-in conditioner in your own kitchen. So to make this leave-in conditioner, we need okra. Now I'm going to start by washing my okra thoroughly. This part is very important because we don't want any dirt to interfere with the shelf life of this product. So now that we are done washing the okra, it is time to slice it. Now I'm going to be slicing it into tiny pieces. The tinier, the slimmer the okra gel will be. And while slicing, if I notice anyone that is bad, I will carefully remove it. Okay, so I'm just going to continue slicing until I am completely done, and then we'll proceed to boiling it. So to boil it, I'm going to just add a little quantity of water to boil the okra and extract the gel. The reason I choose to boil it this time is because we are making an emulsified cream. So you want the oil phase and the water phase to be on the same temperature. So while the okra is boiling, let us quickly measure out our oil phase. Okay, so I am using BTMS as my emulsifier. So I'm going to measure out about 2 tablespoons of my BTMS. I'm also going to be measuring 1 tablespoon of my cetyl alcohol as my thickener. Next is oil. So I'm also going to be adding about 2 tablespoons to 2.5 tablespoons of oil, thereabout. At this point, you can actually use any oil of your choice. I choose to use my infused hair growth oil. Okay, if you have olive oil or coconut oil, whichever oil that you are already using on your hair, you can use that as well. Now, the final item that goes into my oil phase is my butter. I'm going to be measuring about 9 grams of my mango butter, which is equivalent to half tablespoon. And again, I'm going to be measuring about 15 grams of my shea butter, which is like a tablespoon or thereabout. Okay, so you can safely measure 1 tablespoon of shea butter and half tablespoon of mango butter. So the next thing now is to melt the butters. So I'm going to put it in a pot on a stove with water in it to melt my butters. While it is melting, the okra is ready, and now I'm going to be extracting the gel. Please pardon the particles that is dropping in the gel. Those are herbs from my oil that got attached to the spoon. Alright, so I am done sieving out the gel, and then the next thing now is to measure the quantity that we need. So I'm going to be measuring about 120 or 22 grams of okra gel. Next, I'm going to be adding a store-bought aloe vera gel. Okay, if you have the fresh leaf, you can extract the gel from a fresh leaf and use it as well. And for the measurements, I measured about 95 grams, which is about 2 scoops full. I hope that makes sense. Just measure 2 tablespoons, but full it very well. And now the last thing that is entering into our water phase is the glycerin. Okay, so I'm going to be measuring 1 tablespoon of glycerin. All right, so after measuring my glycerin, that concludes the water phase. Now the water phase include okra, aloe vera and glycerin. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to mix the okra and the aloe vera gel together before transferring it into my melted butters now. So as you can see, the butters are already melted completely. So now I'm going to be pouring the water phase while the butter is still on the fire in the pot. Okay, the reason I'm doing this is to combine it together. If you don't have a hand blender, you can actually make yours this way. Just keep mixing and mixing with your hand until the water and the oil combine properly. Okay, so once it is properly combined, then you will remove it from the heat and continue mixing. Like, you will just keep on mixing, because if you don't combine it properly, you know, this is gel. If you don't combine it properly, it can actually start to separate later on. So it is best that you try and combine it, like you whisk with your hand or with a hand whisk as much as possible until it is properly combined, if you don't have a hand blender. But I'm going to be using a hand blender, so as soon as I am done mixing it to a certain point, I'm going to now transfer it to my table and whisk with my hand blender. So hey beautiful, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you are enjoying it. It helps my videos a lot. Thank you very much. I'll keep whipping and whipping and whipping. I really whipped this cream very well. I think about 20 minutes in total. 20 minutes or thereabouts in total. Okay, I realized that if you do not whip a cream that you emulsified with a BTMS very well, it can form a layer just like when you make pap without covering it properly. So last month I made an emulsified leave-in conditioner and I used BTMS as my emulsifier, just as this one. However, later that very day, I noticed that my leave-in conditioner started to form like a layer, just like I explained. I realized that it is because I did not whip the cream very well. Now, don't get me wrong, I've actually been using BTMS. This is not my first purchase. I've been using it for a long time, but this is my first time noticing this, and I realized the only thing I did differently the last time was that I didn't whip it for long. I was in such a hurry and I was on call, and I just whip it anyhow. As soon as I noticed that it has combined, I transferred it into my cup. So I was thinking that it could be that it was not properly cooled down, but that was not the case. It was cooled down because there was no heat on top of the cover. So the only other thing I could think of was the fact that I did not whip it as well as I should. So when you are doing yours, even if you are doing it by hand, please make sure that you whip it until it becomes creamy, like what you are seeing on the screen right now. So now, while whipping, every once in a while, please use a spoon or a spatula and gather the corners of your bowl and then continue whipping so that all part of your cream will be well cooked. Now imagine tasting the side of your pot of soup and feeling like, oh, it needs a little bit of salt or Maggi, but then when you taste the actual content, you realize that the salt and Maggi is well enough. That is what happens when you don't scrape the sides of your pots when you are cooking, and also the sides of your leave-in conditioner when you're making one. Okay, all right, so now let us measure the cool down phase. So to measure the cool down phase, I'm going to use a different bowl, because you know, the more you keep making these things yourself, the more you keep learning. Okay, so I've noticed that when I'm measuring these things directly in the big bowl, sometimes the scale does not even record it and I end up adding more than enough. But when you use a different bowl that there's nothing inside, you'll be able to get the actual measurement, because this part is actually like tiny bits. It's about 0.5 to 1% of your entire product, or 2% at most of your entire product. So it's quite small compared to the large quantity. So measuring it in a different plate is going to give you the accurate measurement. Another thing I learned from Yaya is to scoop a bit of your large product and transfer into this small bowl when you finish measuring out your cool down phase, and then mix everything together to combine. Then before you now transfer it into the big bowl. That is what you're seeing me do right now. So I'm going to also scoop another one because I feel like this first scoop is not enough to gather all my all my cool down phase, you know, the fragrance. Okay, sorry, before I continue, now the cool down phase, I added my preservative, very important. I added my vitamin E oil. I added my local fragrance oil. You can use anything as your fragrance oil. Remember that cream I mentioned that I made last month? I actually did not use local fragrance. I added lavender to the tea and also used a bit of the oil, so that gave it a little fragrance, a little bit of fragrance. It was not strong, but you will feel it definitely when you touch it to your hand or bring it close to your nose. But this one, I want it to be a little bit more scented. As you can see, while I was dropping the fragrance oil, I was being careful because too much, I don't think that too much is good even for your skin. So please don't go and overdo. You don't want to be smelling like, oh, like call it now. Anyway, don't add too much, okay? So yeah, when I am sure that I have gotten all of my cool down phase from the little bowl, I'm going to now whip for the last time. Can you see a difference between when we're whipping with our hand on top of the stove and right now? You can see that the texture has completely changed. Now, I've not been able to whip with my hand up to this stage, but I think you can actually achieve it. It will just take you a little bit more of arms work, like you're going to have to put energy into whipping with your hand to be able to achieve this consistency. But do not lose hope. I believe it can be achieved. Okay, our creamy leave-in conditioner is ready. See, when I tell you that this leave-in conditioner leaves your hair feeling really soft, I am not kidding. It leaves your hair feeling very soft, like very soft. Oh my god, I actually love the texture, the consistency, everything. Okay, as days went by, the leave-in conditioner became more drawy. You could tell that the content of this leave-in cream is actually a slimy product or a slimy ingredient. Okay, but it is nice, seriously. So I made a video yesterday where I attempted to do a braid out with this leave-in cream. So you can watch the video to see how that turns out. You'll be surprised. So this leave-in conditioner has given me 1 full cup of, I think that should be 200 gram container. I didn't actually measure that, but it should be 200 gram or so. Okay, and then I'm also getting this very container is 250 gram, and I'm getting about half of it. So I think in total I got about 300 to 350 grams of leave-in conditioner, give or take. 350 give or take. I did not measure the last, but anyway, if you follow these measurements that I've shared with you, and I made sure to be as detailed as possible, if you follow this, you will get the same quantity. Now, if you have any question whatsoever, please don't forget to ask me in the comment section. Okay, so this is the next day, and I wanted to show you guys how to use this cream properly. So this is a leave-in conditioner. Okay, you can actually use this cream without applying water on your hair, but to get the best result, if your hair is thick, please spray water on your hair first. I did that off camera, I'm sorry, but if you watch the yesterday's video, you would actually see everything, because this very clip was cut out from yesterday's video. Okay, So I'm just showing you here how this cream and my hair seems to be like a soulmate. Can you see how the two of them are just marinating each other? Okay, and when I say that this hair cream leaves your hair feeling soft, I am not kidding. Like, it leaves your hair feeling really soft. The fragrance is well okay, it is not much. In fact, everything about this cream was well on point, and I love that I filmed this very one, so that if I want to recreate this one exactly in the future, I will just watch this video. So same goes for you. You can actually save this video so that you can watch it over and over again. And if you did enjoy this very one, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Okay, that's actually a cool way to say thank you or a cool way to support me. Okay, and I definitely appreciate all of your likes, your comments, and all the support that you've been showing me so far. Thank you so much. I think that concludes this video. Please check out yesterday's video. I will leave it here so that you will see how to properly use this hair cream on your hair. Okay, all right, my loves, until I come your way next time, my name is Favor. Please take care of yourself. Before you go, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel to see more content like this one.